What is this? Yes, I know it's the Harley Davidson Custom that's been gracing the Future Vehicles page on the Harley website. However, many questions remain. What kind of motorcycle will it be? Is this the replacement for the Sportster 1200 or a much more expensive bike aimed at the Ducati Diavos and Triumph Rocket 3s? When is it hitting the market? And most important of all, will it retain all of those 145 horses previously claimed for the Pan America, which shares its engine? One thing is certain, with that high exhaust and low stance, the bike sure looks like a proper muscle cruiser. Let's take a closer look and see if it offers us any clues as to its possible performance, weight, and maybe even price. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video to help the channel. So the game of will they, won't they seems to be over. The High Performance Custom is officially scheduled to drop in 2021, along with the Pan America, which shares the same engine. Now, we know that the Pan America is officially being launched on February 22nd, but there is no word on the specific date of the Custom's coming out party. Harley may introduce the Custom at the same time as the Pan America or spread out the announcements throughout the year. I've been told by a Harley rep that the Custom is coming sometime in 2021 to the US and in 2022 to Canada. Disappointing. But what kind of bike will it be? We have several clues in the pictures provided. Let's talk about the engine. It's the same 1250cc liquid-cooled 60-degree V-twin as in the Pan America that is claimed to produce 145 horsepower and 90 pound-feet of torque. Whether the power numbers will be the same in the Custom, we don't know. Oftentimes, manufacturers retune engines and cruiser guides to produce more torque down low. This was done by Honda with the 100 horsepower Africa twin engine, which was detuned to 87 horsepower in the new Rebel 1100. Whether Harley will drop the horsepower of the Pan America in the Custom is a mystery, but they do refer to it as a high performance Custom. So perhaps we'll see that big pile of horses chasing other premium high performance cruisers like the Ducati Diavo and Triumph Rocket 3. So will this be a fire-breathing super cruiser like those bikes? Since such a bike would carry a hefty price tag and be equipped with top-of-the-line components, a couple of clues point to the Custom not being that bike. The first is the single disc up front. Harley has a tendency to stick single discs on heavy bikes, and while we don't know what this model will weigh, a single brake seems inadequate for a high-performance bike, especially one with 145 horsepower. The old V-Rod weighed over 670 pounds, and even if this new bike weighs considerably less, pretty much every performance cruiser customer will prefer two discs. In addition to that, the brakes are the typical substandard Harley branded units used on their air-cooled cruisers. Certainly not comparable to the Brembos on the Diavo and the Rocket 3. What about the suspension? It's impossible to tell the quality from the limited photos we have, but it ain't no Öhlins that the Diavo S has, and probably not the Marzocchi of the base model either. If it's the same as my Sportster Roadster, then it's not in the league of the pricey performance bikes. So what this all boils down to is the Custom better not be anywhere near the price of those premium muscle bikes, and it probably won't be anywhere near the performance. Which brings us to the price. If it's a replacement for the Sportster 1200, then it'll have to be about the same price, which seems relatively inexpensive for a bike with a new engine and this much power. If it has 145 horses, it'll smoke the Scout, the Triumph Bobber, and the Honda Rebel 1100. Hell, it'll probably give the FTR 1200 problems, in a straight line. That's why it's hard to believe that it'll sell for the price of a 1200 Sportster. The V-Rod had a price tag in the neighborhood of the Softails. What else costs about that? The base Diavo 1260. And that's where the problem lies. If you're a Harley traditionalist, you'll get a Softail. And if you're after an awesome handling performance cruiser, you'll go for the Ducati, which will no doubt crush the Custom in every aspect of performance. So if Harley wants to sell the Custom, it better price it very competitively indeed. And also make it light and at least decent at going around corners, something the V-Rod always struggled with. And they better come out with a catchy name, because the Custom is way too vague. There are so many custom Harleys out there that calling this bike a Custom will just get confusing. Could they continue the Sportster name on this bike? I just can't see it. It's nothing like a Sportster, which is both good and bad. The truth is, the bike is original enough that it deserves an original name. Not Sportster 2.0 or V-Rod 2.0. What would you name it? Share your ideas in the comments. And speaking of Sportster, where does this fit in? This is a picture from a survey that Harley sent to its customers. If this is powered by the smaller of the two new liquid-cooled Revolution Max motors, the 975cc one, it would be reasonable to suppose that this is the replacement for the 883 and the custom 1250 is replacing the bigger Sportsters. So what do you think Harley will charge for this strangely overpowered and under-braked motorcycle? Do you like the look of this thing? Personally, I really like that flat tracker concept they teased about a year ago and then buried without a trace. Would you pay a Softail price for this bike, or would you only consider it at Sportster prices? Drop your comments below. So there it is, Harley. This bike better not have a ridiculous price tag. It looks good, it'll have a ton of power, hopefully it'll handle and brake decently. It's not a traditional Harley like the current Sportster, but if it costs the same as a Scout and eats the Scout alive in a drag race like it should, Harley has a chance of making a big splash in the middleweight cruiser market and recapturing its long-lost momentum. So here's hoping they don't screw it up. If you're interested in any of the gear that Brooke and I wear or use, or the camera equipment we use to film this channel, the links are below. Everything listed there was bought with our own money and we are not sponsored by any company. However, the links below are affiliate links and the channel is paid a small amount for referring you to shop at no additional cost to you. We do not recommend any products that we are not satisfied with ourselves, but we do strongly urge you to do your research and select the correct size for items like helmets and clothing. As always, thanks for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And whatever you ride, enjoy it. Wave at other bikers no matter what they're riding, we're all part of a brotherhood and sisterhood. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, and may the spokes be with you.